So now I know what it feels like to be a daily vlogger winning a camera. Okay guys, so last week when I ran here, actually I lost, after shooting CTFxCinema, my camera. It fell out of my pocket, and I noticed this 7 miles later, and to contrary belief, I actually found it again lying in the snow on the street. But there seemed to have several cars ran over it. At least it looks like that. I'm looking at it now. The display is broken and it has many bumps on the lens and on the case, but it seems to work. So I hope that this video arrives in good condition. It seems to work. I really hope so, because running with the SLR would be a lot more difficult. So I hope that this small camera really survived this. Another thing that came to my mind: Ali, please don't apologize for movie. First, I thought the Reanimator wasn't that bad, and second, you need to watch bad movies to appreciate the good ones more. So this is why I love CTFxCinema, because that way you watch movies you wouldn't have watched otherwise, and you can discuss and rate it later. And also why I loved a sneak preview in my local movie theater, which is something a little bit similar than that. So enough small talk. This week's movie was Equilibrium, and I watched this when it came into the cinemas, actually during a sneak preview. Oh, sorry, I just lost something. Again, no biggie. So, now, yeah, that was a sneak preview, and I own the DVD, and it was a joy to watch it again this weekend, because this is one awesome movie. You cannot talk about this movie without bringing out the superlatives. When I saw this movie when it came out, this was here in the same year when Matrix 2 came out, and I remember thinking that the extent of action and choreography and awesomeness was what I expected in Matrix 2, but I was very disappointed. But then I saw this movie, and this movie really filled the void. The movie basically revolves around the gun kata, which is an awesome choreography mixture of material arts and guns, and it feels a little bit that the movie was built around that. So there was this really awesome idea, and he built a story around that. I wouldn't go as far as some critics saying this is a 1984 ripoff or Fahrenheit 451 ripoff, but the story isn't really the strong suit of this movie. There are some really nice ideas and really neat ideas, but the story isn't that good. But how the movie was done, the fighting scenes, Christian Bale being really awesome, the whole look of this movie with real buildings in Germany, digitally altered to seem from a really powerful regime and oppressive regime, bringing all color out of the movie, with the props, everything being white or grey, and as well as digitally subtle hinting with colors at sense offenders, and the only art being destroyed or in the office of the father, if you noticed, and there's also a little bird in his office. This makes this movie stunning to watch. It looks just so cool. The later into the movie, the better it gets, because once he's fighting for the resistance, he has way more people to fight. and this is just awesome. It might be too unrealistic from time to time, but it's really enjoyable to watch, even a little funny. In the end, it feels like he had it a little too easy. They could have squeezed out a little more fight scenes, but the last 20 minutes are basically gun cutter goodness. But the thought of that they tricked him into handing over the resistance is really one of the better parts of the script. This was really clever done. I enjoyed this a lot. Two scenes that I really have to mention. The first one, Beethoven's Ninth Symphony and the snow globe, and the second, the dog puppy licking his face. There are always these onion cutting ninjas nearby when the scenes come on. The scenes are very emotional and I love them. I absolutely love those scenes. Christian Bale playing his very first emotions, really strong emotions, his first feelings in years or maybe his life. This is really enjoyable to watch. And yeah, definitely a huge recommendation for this movie. It's just awesome. Yeah, so until hopefully next week, gotta run.